So we've come to near March in Cambridgeshire to chat to a driver who is looking to make a real impact on Formula One this year. That driver is 138 Dave Polley. Dave, thanks so much for inviting us down today. Especially you've just got back from America, like a bit of a racing holiday. You got your hands dirty though.
You always can't go anywhere without getting your hands dirty. No, it was good family holiday. We just happened to get some racing in while we were there.
Was that pre-planned, or was it like you were driving down the road, you saw Daytona, and like, oh, we'll just call in there? Do you know, like Tom's racing?
We planned it as a family holiday, and then obviously as a racing family, we do go racing quite often. So no, Daytona was planned, and then when Tom said that he was going to race, I thought, oh, that's good reason to go then.
So is it good? I mean, like I saw, there's a lot of people, I guess, from England over in like America. Like, you know, it seems to be like entire Formula One stock car community has gone to America this winter.
A lot of people go to Florida in February. One, it's our off season, so that helps. But two, there's a lot of racing in Florida that time of year. So you got speed weeks. So you do bump into a lot of people. I mean, I almost prefer to go on holiday and be on holiday and not really bump into stock car people all the time, but no, it's all right, it's nice.
Good. Right, let's talk a bit about you. I suppose the name Dave Polley is incredibly well known in oval racing.
I don't know about that.
No, it is, everybody knows who you are. And I think that's driven predominantly by your success in Bristol Formula 2, and you've done most of your career in Formula 2 stock cars. What's been the big draw? Why have you kind of, I guess, stayed with them, and what is it?
I don't know really, it's always what we've done. I enjoyed racing them over the years. That was probably what kept me there, I guess. I couldn't leave Formula 2 until I won the World Final, I think. I think that was probably what kept us so long. The other thing, I was never in a position to go to Formula 1. And if I was moving away from Formula 2, it needed to be that direction. I couldn't. I mean, I've had odd goes in other things, but it was never planned as sort of that was going to be what we did. It was always Formula 2 or we'll go Formula 1. I think now I'm not that fussed for tarmac. So it's a lot easier to run one Formula 1 than run two Formula 1s. So I don't think that's sort of out of my reach, if you like. So I'm happy to just do the shale.
So you said about you have sort of done other formulas, so super stocks, hot rods, and you've kind of had a go, but you've never really stuck at those.
No, I mean super stocks were always just a one-off, just as a one-off. Classic hot rods was always just to borrow a car for a one-off. But national hot rods was, I needed to get out of Formula 2 at that time.
Was there a bounty on your head, or like just get out?
I felt I needed to get away for a little while or a long time. It happened to be a little time, but no, I needed to do something else, and it was that sort of point in my career. It was, if we went F1, I need two cars. I need to win. I need to be the best at this, and that wasn't feasible. It couldn't happen. So I went down the national hot rod route. Thought I'd try that because we only needed one car. That didn't work.
Why? Is it because they didn't have bumpers?
Well, they like using bumpers. It's just I got in trouble when I used mine. But I don't know. It didn't suit me. Obviously suited my dad for a long time, but it wasn't. No, it's not my cup of tea. It didn't work. Because
that's your dad's like super famous in hot rods, and it's not my world at all. But I'm very aware that he was a famous.
That's what he did. I always try and go my own way. I've always been like that.
Okay, good. So hence sort of the Formula 2 stuck at it, and then we got to the World Final. I suppose one of the observations I would make is that in Formula 2, unlike Formula 1, the majority of the top drivers tend to focus on one surface in Formula 2. That said, like you and Gordon Moody, I suppose, have been really competitive on both surfaces throughout your career. Would you say that Gordon's been your main rival in Formula 2? For the vast majority of my Formula 2 career, Gordon has been the man to beat. So that's how it is. He has been at the top of the sport so long. Rob Speak finished before I started, and then he only had a little dabble here and there. So Gordon was like the main competitor, if you like, with Formula 2.
And yeah, well, we clashed quite a few times, but that comes with it. That's stock car racing. That just happens. So I guess, yeah, he is. There's been other people that you sort of have things with. Yeah. But no, Gordon is the main competitor, I suppose, if you like. But I don't know why more people don't do both surfaces. It's hard work. Yeah. Trying to keep on top of 2 cars and be successful racing both, it is hard. Yeah. But it can be done. It's not like it can't be. And I mean, like Ginchard just proves that he's probably one of the most regular on both, if you like. I mean, not so much last year, but generally he is. So, like Gordon, because of where he lives, I guess it's easy to fall into the regular tarmac rather than driving all the way down here all the time. But I've not been at that stage for a little while, really. Yeah. The shale and the tarmac, just, I don't know, I think I grew out of tarmac, got too old.
Skegness World Final with Gordon Moody. So I was doing a bit of research, because
Which one?
So I heard a story about you went practicing at Skegness for the World Final and you were practicing certain things, just eventualities to happen in the race. Is that true? Is that
the 2010 World Final at Skegness, we were there the week before testing. That was probably what I felt at that point, definitely one of the best shots at the World Final. Yeah. Me and Gordon, we'd had a few incidents that year, and one at the semi-finals as well. I wasn't very happy after the semi-final, but he was the fastest man. Yeah. So if I wanted to beat him, needed to stop him, really. It's cruel, but that is stock cars. Absolutely. A lot of people say, that's not stock car racing, just stopping someone. Well, when you have got the desire that I had to win, because I really wanted to win that World Final, I knew that was what needed to happen. I needed to stop him and win. I tried. I mean, I got the first bit right, but the second bit didn't quite happen. Yeah. But no, the question of testing. Testing's testing. You always see what you can find. Yeah. Okay. Good. You mentioned that you prefer shale racing, and I think that's what kind of people know that. Do you know what I mean? You're quite vocal about that. Is there a reason why you prefer shale? It's still stock car racing to me on shale. Okay. Tarmacs, not so much. It's all about practicing. Okay. Lap times. Gotta be super fast every lap, every race. So sort of important, that side of it. And it's not the relaxed feel that you get of stock car racing still being a working man's hobby. Right, okay. You get that, I think, with shale. There's a lot of good cars on shale, more so now than there used to be, but it's like a lot of people go to enjoy their racing still. Yeah. Whereas tarmac, it's changed. Is it
almost a different sport, Formula 2 on tarmac?
I think so, almost, yeah. There's a handful of drivers that do both, but it is that way, I feel anyway. The divide is definitely there. Okay.
And not being an expert on Formula 2, but they changed the tyres to kind of try and help people become more competitive on tarmac. Is that right? Has that done anything? Has it changed anything?
Is tarmac more? I don't know really. Yeah. If it is or not. I wasn't involved enough with tarmac the year before we changed, or last year. Yeah. I only done a small amount of meetings, and that was only because I was world champion. Yeah. I had no interest whatsoever to race on tarmac. It was just I sort of felt I needed to. Yeah, as world champion. No, I built a tarmac car for the semi-final the year that I won the world final. That was its sole purpose. It was just for the semi-final. So it worked, so it was good, but I didn't want to race on tarmac. That wasn't it for me. Okay.
And shale cars, we sat on one of the ones you built for this year, and
one of many.
You one of many. So I mean, people know Dave Polley cars for Formula 2. Is that your day? Is that what you do for a day job?
That's
Formula 2
generally the day job. Winter is building cars. It's stretched into the summer as well. Yeah. It did a bit last year, and this year it will run all year building cars. We do a lot of motorsport tyres.
Okay.
That's also a large part of our business. But no, the Formula 2s is a big part of winter, and it will be. And looking after them, like we maintain a lot of cars and we service a lot of cars, setups and stuff. So it keeps us busy.
Yeah. What? So in terms of you taking cars to racetracks, or people giving them to you to mend and
yeah,
stuff like that?
we have a couple of cars like this one that we take to meetings, and then people come in for setups. It's just all sorts of jobs.
Yeah. We were speaking beforehand about, I think people are interested in listening to you talk, and people were interested in this car at the weekend when there were pictures. It's orange. It's definitely not orange. It's definitely orange.
Definitely yellow.
You've got beautiful sunsets outside.
Yeah, no, that's, I don't know, that's like your East Anglian sunset.
Yeah, absolutely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So 2009, you think I did 103 meetings.
It's a long year.
Yeah, won the Silver Roof. British in 2010, World Final 2022. It's one of those your career highlights so far. Is there anything else that you kind of sticks out? You going, do you know what? That's what I'm most proud of achieving in Formula 2.
To be honest, there's been so many that have been like, yeah, that was good. Like, they're just all of them. I think I've not really thought, oh, that was boring.
Right. Okay.
Like, no, they're good. I'm proud of what we've achieved in Formula 2. It's a long list, and I'm proud of that. It's good. Like it. Even sneaked the World of Shale last year as well.
Yeah.
Even though I was semi-retired.
Is that like a claim to fame? I'm semi-retired and look what I can do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to phrase this, but you're a somewhat controversial figure as well. I guess off track. You've got sort of strong views and opinions. You put them online. It's great for the fans, but it does earn you a bit of a reputation, I suppose.
Got me in trouble a few times.
Has it?
Yeah. I say what I see.
Okay.
So it is black's black, white's white. That's how it is.
Okay.
Don't know. I probably should have been quiet a lot of times and haven't. But do you live and learn? I don't think I've changed.
Okay.
So no, I guess you don't live and learn.
So why is that? Because people are kind of outspoken, and then like you say, you've not necessarily learned. So what is it that kind of drives you to go, do you know what, that's wrong, and I'm going to stick my hand up and say that's wrong?
I don't know. I think I've always been that sort of person.
Yeah.
It's just, it is. If you see something that's not right, it's not right, is it?
No.
Just someone needs to say something.
And is there anything you've said you've thought, do you know what, I really shouldn't have done that? That's got me. You said about getting in trouble, but you've kind of gone, do you know what, that's the one thing I regret saying. I should never have said that.
There probably should be. I probably should regret quite a few things, but the outcome's the outcome. You can't change it. Once it's out there, it's out there. So don't worry about it. You move on. Sometimes you just have to wait a few months before you can do what you want again.
Yeah. You come out hiding. Do you know what I mean?
No, never been in hiding, just not been allowed to participate for a little while. But nah, you can't regret it, can you?
No. You should do TED Talks on that. People as a motivational thing.
People wouldn't want me to do that.
So if we shift our focus to 2023, you purchased a Formula 1 stock car. A couple of things. Firstly, I never thought you were a big advocate of the Formula. You referred to them as tractors.
Tractors.
Yeah, and B, it was your World Final year, so the year for you to go off and show off the gold roof, but you kind of invested in a Formula 1 and you did Formula 1 racing. So what was the thought process behind that?
You should never do what people say you should do.
Okay.
So he's world champion, he should race everywhere, he should go and do this, he should go and do that. Oh, why is he not racing there? Well, because I didn't want to.
Okay.
It's plain and simple. I wanted to have a go in a Formula 1.
Yeah.
And I'd achieved everything I wanted to achieve in Formula 2, so it was just time. And is it a shame that, did I want to race more as world champion? Oh, everyone wants to race as world champion, it's great.
Yeah.
But I was happy with last year. It was all right. My regret, if you like, from last year is not racing the Formula 1 enough.
Okay.
I would have rather raced it more, but it wasn't, the car that I bought wasn't really big enough for me.
Okay.
We altered it and got it so that I could use it, but it was, I think I'd done enough in it, and I was trying to get ready for this year. Yeah. So it's just, that was
so was it a case of to buy, I mean, it wasn't a sort of super competitive Formula One, decent enough car, and was the thought process, do you know what, I want to buy this because A, to see if I like it, or was it like, do you know what, I am committed and I just want to sort of find my feet first?
It was, I think I want a Formula One, was for sale.
Right, okay.
So we had a look, I looked in about 3 or 4 weeks, and then, oh, I see one that's for sale. Oh, we're going to have a look at that. Went and had a look, and that was that. And should I not have bought it because it was a bit tight? Maybe, but it was available and it done its job. And I thought, I'm not going to go and spend a fortune to see if I like something.
Yeah.
So I bought something that was cheap enough, and it did its job.
Yeah.
So we know what we want to do. So it was bang on, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So you focused on shale. Didn't do as many meetings as you'd have liked, from your own words. I guess, how did you find season 1 in Formula 1 stock cars? If you were kind of going to surmise it.
I enjoyed it, I think.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know what to say, really. It's difficult because after racing over 20 years at the same places, doing the same sort of thing, you're not really out of the environment, are you? It's just the same. It's a big old tractor instead of a toy car. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't find it much like different to what we'd always sort of known. Different drivers is always fun. Yeah. Because people don't know how to take you, and they don't quite know what to expect, and you don't know what to expect from them. Yeah. So that's a nice, like a new sort of thing. But no, I liked my first. Good. I don't even call it a first season.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But you said about different drivers, different tracks, but it is taking you out of your comfort zone, because you go into a Formula 2 meeting, I'm dead comfortable, I'm good at this, I know what I'm doing. And going to Formula 1, it's a very different set of people, and you've got some very good drivers. Did you kind of look around and go, oh, I'm not sure where I fit in, or was there a bit of nervousness? It's like going into a new class at school, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like making new friends, if you like.
Don't think I really fit in anywhere. So that side of it didn't really sort of bother me. Yeah. But no, it's going to be a bit like that. Yeah. Because it is. But I think that's what I liked about it. It's a new challenge. It is putting you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because they're a big old tractor, aren't they? Yeah. It's like, I'd never sat in one ever until I bought that car. And I've certainly never driven one until I got it. So was it an eye-opener? Maybe a little bit. Just sort of, because a bit faster down the straight and not quite as fast around the corner. So it's not that much different, really.
Okay. That's 2023, and then sort of conversations, sort of certainly online, have been around, we think Dave Polley's going to race Formula 1 next year, and sort of questions around, is he going to build himself? You build Formula 2, is he going to build your own? Or are you going to get somebody else to build it for you? Is it going to be Tom? Is it going to be Lee? Is it going to be, Ryan? So without, I guess, revealing at the moment what you've done, so were you considering building your own, and have you gone that way?
I wanted to build one myself.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We build stock cars. So I wanted to, and couldn't really. Okay. Just with all the Formula 2s that we've got ordered to build, I couldn't stop and build a Formula 1. Yeah. So it was like a catch-22. I wanted to do it, and I just couldn't quite do it. I have to, for business, I have to look after all the Formula 2 drivers we've got. I can't let that slide. I believe our shale cars are at the top of the sport. Yeah. So I can't sort of take my foot off that. So we need to be building cars, pushing them forward. Yeah. The Formula 1 side, I didn't know what to do, really. It's like sort of stuck. So we had a couple of conversations about it and spoke to some people, and we sort of thought, how can we sort of go about it without sort of knowing which way to go? Yeah. So we ended up with a bit of a half sort of rolling chassis from Stuart Smith. Yeah. Because that's sort of what he does now. He doesn't sort of do finished cars. He just sort of builds chassis, really. So I thought, well, if I can get that, then that's a good start. Yeah. So it's like going the right direction. It cuts out a lot of the hours. Yeah. Did do, so that was good. Luckily for me, Jamie Davidson's really kind to me.
Is he like you?
So that was a big help that I could go. I went from Stuart's with the car to Jamie's, And then with a lot of supervision there, we could go the right direction, because it's funny. It's a big Formula 2.
Yeah.
But no, it's not a big Formula 2. It's a lot different to a big Formula 2. But no, he's helped a lot, and he's got Cecil with him, the famous, world famous Cecil, and he's been kind enough to put quite a lot of hours into it, like with me. So that's good. And then sort of suspension wise, Tom Harris has been the sort of biggest help, if you like, sort of steering me that way, making sure the wheels are in the right place. But no, without Tom, Cecil and Jamie, we wouldn't be where we are without them. Like, it's massive help.
So the car's been up at Davidson's,
Yeah.
and it's now back in the workshop. So are we actually going to have a look at it now?
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Perfect. Dave, car's looking like a Formula 1 stock car.
No, it nearly looks like a Formula 1, I suppose.
Yeah. So you can very much see it's like different. It doesn't look like a Stuart car. It doesn't look like a Tom car. It looks like you say an amalgamation of everybody.
A mismatch.
Well, no, not a mismatch. No, it doesn't look a mismatch at all. It looks great.
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really look like anything, does it? Maybe that's good. I'm not sure.
Have you enjoyed the journey so far?
No.
Okay. Good honesty.
It's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
We build, like, in the winter, we do like 2 Formula 2s a month.
Yeah.
And I'd hate to think how many months this has took. Just everything is harder work.
Yeah.
It's just time consuming, and it's not what we do. When you're in the zone doing Formula 2s, everything it flows. You know what we're doing. We've done so many, it's easy to do. But when you've got something that you don't do, and then it's, oh, well, how does that work? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do this? It takes a lot more time, and a lot more brain power.
Yeah, and is that like you going to Tom, Cecil, whoever, going, I've got this bit, or is it kind of figuring it out yourself? What's been sort of your way of doing it?
No, I've not figured it out much myself. No, to be fair, it's always been a question.
Yes.
A question to Cecil or to Tommy, the Tractor King. It's just always constant questions. I'm sure he's fed up. Definitely fed up. Both of them see me ring them and think I'm not answering that. It's not happening.
Yeah, looking at your phone going, didn't answer again.
No.
Right, so the car's quite well on. So in terms of major work, obviously engine, and what else is there kind of to do to it to get you out on track?
We're ready for sign writing.
Yeah.
So it's actually, James is coming tomorrow to sign write it.
Yeah.
Then it all needs lacquered, and then it's just assembly really.
Yeah.
Obviously, main bit's engine. We only really put the axles in so it could go to the paint shop.
Yeah.
Just like to be lacquered after the sign writing. So they're in, but they're sort of not really. Yeah. Not really in.
Not really in. Just for show. So what are your plans, I suppose, for season 24? I mean, when are you aiming to be on track?
Wanted to be out of the first King's Lynn. A little bit unlikely. Everyone tells me it's unlikely. Okay. But I'm just wishful thinker. Yeah. I think it might be done. Might be done. We'll see. But no, just when it's done, we'll go racing, and that's sort of the plans. Yeah. I'd like to try and make sure I get some good qualifiers in after the World Final for next year. Okay. So, I mean, Skegness World Final this year should be good, but it's not really my cup of tea, not too fussed about that. So. Yeah, but conceivably, a strong season, you could get into the new format shootout. You know, you could get into a semi-final and make the World Final grid. So that kind of poses the question around tarmac, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So where does that sort of sit with you at the moment? I just do what Craig Finn does. Okay. No, shootout? No, not really. That's not on the agenda, horizon. Yeah. No, but if it was there, let's say like you were in the shootout, and it's like, oh, because you've got a very good chance of winning the silver roof potentially. I think we need to start racing first before we get excited. Yeah. But you're getting ahead of yourself. I am. I'm a very positive, upbeat person. Not defeated. Yeah. I don't think I couldn't win the silver roof. Yeah. It's just a lot of things need to happen. Yeah. To sort of go that way, like to compete for that. It's not that I wouldn't want to win, and I wouldn't try really hard to win it if I was in it. It's just that's not really on the agenda. Excuse me.
Yeah. So is it like kind of, have you looked at the Formula 1 fixture list and gone shale, and kind of like picked out what you want to do on the calendar? Or is it just like, I want to be at the first one and then see how it kind of progresses from there?
Yeah, it's difficult with work.
Yeah.
With looking after Formula 2s and all of our other jobs as well. It's a bit hard. My daughter races a micro as well, so I've got to make sure that we get that. It's the last year this year, so got to make sure we get meetings in.
So on the way here, Sophie was saying that she's seen you at a whole manner of different, with her daughter doing
various places,
random places.
But no, we'll get some of them in. But no, just if it's a shale Formula 1 meeting and I'm not anywhere, then I'll be there. That's the plan, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We've spoken about the difference between Formula 2 and Formula 1, and you've kind of gone just like they're just big tractors. But is there one kind of difference you'd go, do you know what, that is the fundamental difference between the two formulas? Is there anything you'd like, if somebody said to you, tell me the difference, I know nothing about stock cars, but is there one thing that you kind of go, do you know what, that is the real difference between the two of them?
Do you mean driving wise or
both? Yeah, I suppose driving wise, like just having a Formula 1 compared to Formula 2.
It's difficult because Formula 2s are to win and to be fast. They are pretty hard to drive.
Okay.
Because they've not got a lot of power, and you've really got to keep the momentum up.
Yeah.
And you can't get stopped by anything. Like that's important, the momentum. With a Formula 1, I felt it's sort of easier to be fast because you've got such an engine to get you out of trouble.
Yeah.
Not saying it's easier to win.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they feel sort of easier to get yourself out of mischief. And it's not so important to like be precise because they are so big and bounce off everything.
Yeah.
But no, it's Formula 2s you need to be precise with them. They are more sort of delicate, if you like.
Yeah. Have you kind of found in terms of damage, like, is there a difference in damage you pick up during a meeting, like race, is it easier to get damage in a Formula 2? Because it's actually a bit more delicate. So do you think actually you can't race in with stock cars so much?
Damage-wise, I don't know that I've raced enough meetings in a Formula 1 to sort of really, the European weekend at Mildenhall, I seemed to get bounced off everything.
Yeah.
So it felt like a really tough weekend and I suppose difference-wise, they are harder.
Yeah.
They're tougher. Just the general knocks, you do feel it more than a Formula 2. Whether it's because I'm used to a Formula 2 or whether they are just that much harder, but that's how it felt. Like I knew after that weekend that I'd had a rough weekend.
So in terms of like your big, have you had any sort of big hits in Formula 1 yet that you've kind of gone, I felt that? Is it,
No, I don't think I've crashed hard enough.
No,
yet.
not yet. No.
Not
Is that
yet.
the plan for season 24?
No, it's not the plan.
Okay.
I think it will probably come, but no, we're not. It was just general sort of wear and tear, if you like, just bouncing off things, running into them. But no, we've not had a stop dead crash yet.
Yeah.
So I know about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie Ginchard's thought about Formula 1. Mickey Brennan's thought about Formula 1. Rob Mitchell's thought about it and built one. Do you think anybody else is going to, people will come into Formula 1 more, or do you think?
Don't know, really. One of the biggest problems is they're massive. Like, this doesn't fit in my lorry.
Right, okay.
So, I've got a trailer that it fits in, like a box trailer, so that's all right. But and storing them and working on them, you need a forklift.
Yeah.
You need 10 men. It's Formula 2s, you can pretty much run on your own.
Yeah.
And you can just take a little van and trailer. But they're massive.
It's like you're amazed by it.
It's just a nuisance. But no, I think that put me off for a long time.
Yeah.
I suppose luckily, because we're moving into this new bigger workshop, we've got a bit more space. But would I have considered it if we wasn't? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you do. And we've been to see Ash Weller on the way to here, and they were kind of in the debate about coming to Formula 1, and they kind of said, well, we've got the workshop facilities, we've got the machinery, so it becomes like an achievable thing to do. And I think to set yourself up in that, to do Formula 1, that's a big kind of risk and expense, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, it is, I think. But no, I think that's the biggest worry for a lot of people, is running them.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It's been brilliant to talk to you. Thank you so much. I'm very aware that you're going to school run now, because you're not just a superstar Formula 2 driver, Formula 1 driver. You've got to do
I'm a normal working dad.
Dad duties as well. Before we go, anybody you want to thank or anything like you kind of want to add? You know, because obviously you don't do all this on your own, do you?
No, I mean, just this car, it's just mainly just Jamie Davidson. He's been such a help. And Tom, I mean, Tom's a competitor.
Yes.
And I want to try and beat him. That's the aim. Yeah. But he's devoted so much of his time with my car last year to helping me with it, getting to sort of be competitive in it was mainly him, really.
Yeah.
It's just and Cecil, because he's an old man and he hates stock cars, but it's all right because he won't watch this. He can't. I don't think he can work his phone, let alone a computer, so we'll be fine on that. But no, they're really helped.
Yeah.
We've got sponsors and they'll go on the car, and there's a lot of people that goes into it. But I don't want to bore you with a long list.
No, but it's fine. It's fine. Before I leave you, you mentioned Tom. So clearly, he's top of Formula 1. He's a man to beat. Are you happy to take him on?
I'll race him hard.
Yeah.
When you talked about like the shootout, well, that's a whole sort of different entity, because then it's grueling and it's every week, and you're not just got to beat a man on track. You have to beat him in the workshop, and it's quite a big process. But no, I mean, week to week normal meetings, I'm happy to try and beat him. Yeah.
Good. And on that note,
I'm sure he'll knock me down a peg.
When he watches this and he'll like send it as a clip, or when he sticks you in the fence and you go, "Come on, you said this, David."
Well, when my car's not finished, you'll know why. It's because he stopped helping.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time today. It's been brilliant to come and see you, and good luck on track in season 24.